So in the today's class, we'll see a small topic. So reporters. So what are the different types of reports which we can generate in Playwright, and what are the different types of reports the Playwright is supported. So far we have seen one type of report, which is HTML report. By default, it is generated. And whenever you want to see the report, we will run a command npx show report. And we also have certain configurations. We can also do some configurations for HTML report, and along with other reports also we can generate. So let me first go to their documentation and see what are the reports they have supported. So just go to the Google and say Playwright reporters. So this is their official page, and in this they have given so many types of reports. So what are the other type of reports, like line reporter and dot reporter and HTML reporter. So these are all the different type of reporters, and these are built-in reporters. Like JSON reporter, we have a JUnit reporter. So these are built-in reporters provided by Playwright. So apart from this, if you want to generate other reports, for example, let's say Allure reporter, mail reporter, reporter mail, there are different these are all third-party reporters. They will work on JavaScript based tools, okay, like Cypress or Playwright or any other tools developed based on JavaScript frameworks. So Allure reporter also we can able to generate. So first we'll see built-in reporters and how exactly they will work, and then we will discuss about Allure report, how we can do Allure reporter, because to generate Allure reporters we need to install some prerequisites, and for built-in reporters we don't need to install anything, so we need to just do some configurations in the config file. But Allure reporter is a third-party report, so we need to install it first, and then we'll continue further process. So first let us start with the default reporters. So I will provide anyway notes, so you can go through the notes how we can create all these things. Let me close this for now. So what is reporter? Reporter is basically simple report, generating the report for our tests. All right, so before generating the report for the test, so let's create one simple test case which contains a multiple tests, and then we will see how we can generate different type of reports. Let me go to test folder and create a new file. So I'll name it as reporters dot spec dot reporters spec dot ts, and inside this I'm going to create a few tests. I'm going to create 3 different tests. Before that, let me import test and expect from at the rate /test. Okay, so we have imported 2 modules, and these are the 3 different tests. So for every test we need to launch our application and URL. So I will put that inside the before. We have something called annotations, right? Test dot hooks before each hook, right? Inside this I'm going to write a common steps which are required for every test. I want to execute that before starting every test. So before each hook we can use. So before each, and here I am launching app, and again asynchronous function will pass a page picture inside this, and then arrow function, right? So this particular hook I will execute every time before starting every test. So here I'm verifying the logo visibility test, and then here I'm verifying the title test, and here I'm verifying the search test. So this is a simple application I'm going to launch. So await page dot go to, and inside the double quotations or single quotation we can specify the URL. So in this application I'm verifying the 3 different functionalities or 3 different tests. First test will verify the logo, second test verify the title of the page, third test it will provide some text like this and verify this particular products are displayed on the web page or not. So these are the 3 tests I have currently added into this along with the hook method. Okay, now let us run the test directly without configuring any report, and then we will configure the other reports. So npm playwright test and reporters dot spec dot yes hyphen headed. So before running that, please cross check the configuration, what are all things enabled or disabled. Otherwise it won't get the so tests are enabled. So I'm not putting any groups or anything, and parallel true, and by default HTML report is there. Okay, this is the reporter option which we have in the configuration file. So by default HTML is always there, so this will always generate, and we can also do some configurations for this. I will show you later. Now everything is fine, so let me run the test. So as of now 3 tests we have created with one worker I'm executing. And yeah, so now you can see first time, second time, and third. Even though I'm putting parallel, because we specified one worker, that becomes a serial execution. So by default all 3 tests got passed. And if you want to look at the report, so where exactly the report will be generated, HTML report under test results. So if you go back and see the test results, then I think it is not displayed. So JSON, no. Okay. So here, so Playwright report, under this, the HTML is got report. Under Playwright report, HTML report is got generated. So this is the default location. Okay. And whenever you tests are passed, so by default, it won't open the report, right? So we need to open report by executing this command. So I can say npx playwright show hyphen report. So we need to explicitly write this command whenever you want to open the report. If it is failed, by default it will open, but if it is not failed, it won't open the report. And if you want to open the report manually, we need to give this command, and then it will open the HTML report like this. Okay. Now we will see some additional options for this HTML report. This is also built-in report in Playwright. So to configure the options in this particular HTML report, 2 things we can configure. So by default, where it is generating under playwright-report. So we can change that location if you want. Other thing is, suppose if you want to open the report every time, even that is failed or passed, every time if you want to open the report, we can open it. Or I don't want to open the report at any time, even though it is failure, I don't want to open the report. So even that kind of configuration also we can do for HTML. So let me show you that. So go to playwright.config.ts, and by default only HTML is there. We don't have any other options, right? So if you want to add multiple options to this, let me comment this. I'm writing again, reporter, and by using the same option we can configure all other type of reports. So this is the only option which we have in the config.ts file. So reporter and colon. So by default HTML entry will look like this. Now we want to add some more options, like if you want to add report every time or not, or if you want to add report only on the failure, so we can specify that option. So to specify that option, you can put this inside the bracket, and after keeping this inside the bracket, just uh, one more bracket. Okay, so this is the first entry. Take the big bracket like this. This is square bracket. So HTML, this is all part of the documentation. You can go through them later. So HTML, keep this in the single quote. And now in the curly braces, we need to specify the properties. Okay, so how we can specify the varies? There is one attribute which we have open attribute. So in the open attribute, we can pass a different values, like 3 currently supported: always, never, on failure. So always means what? It will, whether it is passed or failed, HTML report by default it will open automatically without using any command. Never means it won't open report at any cost. So even it is failure or passed, it won't open automatically. On failure means it will open only on the failure. So that is a default option. On failure is a default option. Even though we don't specify any of them, by default the report will be open once it is failure. So let me say always. So always means what? It will open the report every time, even it is passed or failed. Now close this. Okay, so sometimes let me remove this one bracket. So it won't happen because the reporter will take an array parameter. So we can keep this because you can also configure other reporters in the same reporter option. So we need to keep inside the one array. Okay, so this is how we need to do. So once you have done this configuration, so always means what? It will open the report at every time, whether it's failed or passed, it doesn't matter. So now everything will be passed for now. Let me run this. So I'm not removing, I'm removing edit mode. You can run edit mode because it saves some time. So now my tests are executing. Okay, so yeah, so first the logo test is completed and then title test and search test, third one. So all three will pass. Now we can see the report is automatically opens because we specified always option. So even it is failed or passed, in all the case, the report will automatically open, and by default where the report will be saved under Playwright report index.html will be generated. So this is the default location. Now I want to change the location. So instead of under Playwright-report, I just want to save it in somewhere else. So then how we can do that? So apart from this, HTML open always, right? So this is one option which we provided. Apart from this, we can also specify the output folder. So where exactly you want to generate the report. So here open is one attribute of HTML, comma. There is another attribute called output folder, output folder colon, and you have to keep inside the single quote like this. Okay, so output folder colon, and here you can specify the name of the folder. So where exactly you want to place the report. So I'm creating my own folder called HTML report. So as of now, we don't have this folder. We have only Playwright report folder. Inside this index.html is generated. But if you want to keep this HTML report somewhere else, some other folder. So currently we don't have that folder. It will automatically create. Okay, HTML report. This is my folder name. Okay, and again, this single quote is optional, I guess. No. So we can keep the single quote for HTML, and for output folder, no. So we need to keep that inside the single quote. Okay, so this is one configuration which we have. So always, on failure, never. So these are the three options which we have. And output folder we can specify because this folder is directly created inside the PW demos, inside the project. And suppose if you want to create this folder as a subfolder, then you can put the complete path here. Okay, that will work. So this is the complete statement. So this is the configuration we have done. So now let me go back and execute once again. So previously the report is got generated under Playwright report. This is the default location. So I'm just trying to delete this, and because we don't know exactly where it will create. So as of now, we don't have any reports created inside the Playwright report, right? It is an empty folder. Now I have changed the location where exactly I want to see the report. HTML report will be created. Now run it again. Okay, so now 3 passed. So we'll see the report where exactly generated. So HTML report is my folder name. Now you can look at this. And again, if I go back and see Playwright report, so you don't see the HTML there because we have changed the folder name. So instead of using Playwright report, it is created index.html under HTML report. Okay, and is it opening the report? It is not opening the report. This is the problem. So when you create your own folder, the report is generated in a different folder. but Playwright is looking for the report inside the Playwright report folder. Okay, that's the default location, right? So at the time of opening the report, the Playwright is looking for the report inside the Playwright report, but we haven't specified there. So in this particular case, we have to open the report manually because the location is got changed, right? So the Playwright will always look for the HTML report inside the Playwright report, but it could not find there. So we need to open the report manually now. So even though we specify this always or never, this won't work when you specify your own folder. So now what we can do here is with the time of opening the report, show report, you have to specify the location where exactly your report is present. You can say space and HTML-report like this. So now this will able to open the report. Okay, so if you specify your own folder or your own location, you have to open the report like this. So these are the options which are which we can configure for HTML report. So HTML report is a default report, but certain things we can do configurations. Okay. Now, so apart from this, there are some more reports are there. So let me open the document. We'll try to explore other type of reporters. Okay, so HTML reporter is one type of reporter, and we have seen these four options, right? So this is a configuration file. So here we can put like this. So if you want to just generate HTML, you can put only this entry, or if you want to configure the report with custom folder, then you can put the output folder like this. And if it is a default report, if you don't specify any location, then directly this command will work. But if you want to specify the location, then you have to execute this command. Okay. And another thing is we can also configure this through command prompt. So suppose if you just comment this reporter option in the configuration file, then you can also run through command prompt. So this will also run the HTML. Suppose go back to the reporter, and here I commented the whole thing. Now, if you come, because it's commented, it won't generate any report for now. And that we can do through command prompt. So go to command prompt, and from the command prompt also, we can specify the what type of report you want to generate. You can see npx. When you run the test, normally what we will say npx playwright test and name of the test, right? So apart from this, you can add this hyphen reporter, and whatever report you want to generate, you can specify. So reporter space HTML, or you can say equal to HTML. So here you can specify. So whatever the option we configured inside this, even if you want to specify the whole thing, you can just specify like this, reporter equal to this one. Okay, so whatever we configured in the config file, so same thing you can put it here also. So HTML will be generated always, output folder we can specify. Or else simply if you want to default HTML report, and then you can say one simple HTML report that will be created inside the Playwright report folder. Okay. Now I'm just giving one HTML. I just commented everything in the configuration file. Now I'm generating HTML report through command prompt. So most of the options which we can, whatever we configured in the config file, we can do through command prompt also. So there are two possibilities are there. Okay, now 3 got passed. See, I have not specified anything, only HTML I say. So it is not opening any report. So you can see under HTML report again, index.html file is got created. So just you can open that inside the system. Okay. Okay, so what is the question? Output folder is opening report on its own every time test is completed. Yes. No. Because we have changed the folder, right? We have specified our own folder. So we need to open in the command prompt. Okay, so whatever command you have provided, Let's say always output folder, my report, it is opening report, its own every time test is, let me cross check once again. It's not opening for me. Let me check. So I just created one opening. Okay, so it is opening always means I think you already have one report in HTML report folder. So try to delete this index.html and check. Okay, for example, you already have index.html in the HTML report as well as in the playwright underscore report, right? So whenever you run the test, what will happen is report will be generated. That report is taken from playwright report. The old report is got opened, right? So that's the reason try to delete this report, index.html playwright report, old report, and then try new one with your own folder. So that it won't open automatically. So you have to give the command along with the folder name. Okay, hyphen folder name. So then only it will able to open the command. So if you already have the report inside the playwright report, so this will automatically opens. So that is the problem. Let me show you. So for example, let's say, so here I configured the always output folder HTML report. So let me cross check once, right? So here output folder is HTML report and playwright report already index.html is there. Okay. Now I'm running my test once again. And what I put always, right? So we'll see whether it is able to open the report or not. And yeah, so let me fail the test this time so we can see the difference. And remember, I'm just keeping both the reports. This is my old report, which is already there in the Playwright report. And HTML report I'm going to generate. So I'm just trying to delete this for now. Okay. Just run this now. npx playwright test reporters spec.ts. Okay. So now my test is got failed. Okay. So now one test passed, two got failed. Now, if I look at this, we have Playwright report, that is the previous one, and HTML report. So why it is open the report by default? Because it is taken from the Playwright itself. Sorry, HTML itself it's taken. Just a moment. Right. No, I think there is no problem by putting in the single quote. So that will still work. Okay, if you remove this will give an error. No. Okay, so I just remove the single quote and we will see. I think that won't make any difference, I guess. See, I'll remove this index.html and playwright.html. Okay, I just report both. Let's run it once again. Okay, so it is opening the report where it is generated under HTML. Okay, it is generated under Playwright, which we haven't generated. Okay, so I guess this is working fine. Okay, single quotation is optional, guys, even if you put the single quote or not. So the behavior is exactly the same. There is no difference. Okay, so it is opening the report because when it is creating under HTML report, so Playwright, it is automatically finding this index.html as per the command which we provided here. Okay, always output folder. So it is taking the report wherever it is. But the report file will be created in the different folder. So still it is taking index.html. let me open this. Okay, so I think Playwright is configured. So wherever the index file is present, so inside the project, it is trying to pick because the HTML report is opening in the form of URL in the server with IP and port number. So it is configured like that. Okay, so you guys can try this once. And a single quote, double quote, there is no difference. So you can put it or you can remove it. All right, so this is a HTML report. Okay? So default HTML report, and we can do certain configurations for HTML report. And another reporter which we have is a list reporter. It's very easy. Just go back to the configuration file again. So along with this HTML, we can also configure the list reporter. Right. So if you want to configure only list reporter, so we can simply say reporter colon, you can simply say list. You can keep it in the single code like this. So this is a simple list reporter. It won't make much difference. Report in the sense it won't open any web page or anything. Only in the console window, we can see the list of test cases which have executed. This is one simple list configuration. And we can also add this list configuration along with HTML. So for example, if you want to add a list reporter along with the HTML, so then you can add another array. So this array is for HTML. Just say one comma, and in the next line, you can add another reporter. So like this. In the next line, you can put another bracket and then say list. So this there are three reporters which are purely for command line: list, line, and dot. List reporter, line reporter, and dot reporter works only in the command line. And now I have added another one, list. So once it is added, now see the difference. I'm running the test again. So let me try to make it parallel. So increase the number of workers. So it will run parallel, make it very faster. So I say 3. We have 3 tests. I'm just say 3 workers. So that execution will be faster. So now you can see this. This is a list actually. So you can see this is my first test running on logo, test, title test, and search test. See, previously we won't see this list. This is the HTML report. And apart from this, we will see these lists here actually. So previously we won't see these options. So first one, third one is passed, second one is got failed, right? So this is the list actually. Only in the command prompt, we will able to see this. And this is helpful for CA environment. So when you run the test in Jenkins or somewhere else, where we cannot see the visible report, only once the execution is done, so finally you can see the HTML report. But at the time of running the test, if you want to see the execution process, so you can configure this. The list will be automatically displayed. So this is a list report. So previously we won't have this, but now it is displayed. And we don't have any configurations for this, just to specify only list. That's it. Now we have a line reporter also. So let me comment. I'll add another report line. You can add this individually also if you want to generate only list or only line reporter or only dot reporter, then you can simply write reporter colon line like this. Or if you want to add multiple reporters in one single option, you can do like this: list, comma, another reporter, I say line reporter, line. Okay, this is another reporter. So now let me run this again. So these are from list reporter. Okay, now this is HTML reporter. And if I look at this, so this comes through list locator. So list reporter, line. Let me see what is the line reporter. Playwright reporters. There is slight differences, guys, between list line and dot reporter. So dot reporter we can easily identify. Let us see what is line reporter. It will display. So line reporter, and yeah, so the line reporter will display like this. And if I look at the list reporter also, this is a list reporter. This is a list reporter which we have already seen. Whichever step is got failed, it will just make it passed or it failed. This is a list reporter output, sample output. And for the line reporter, example output of middle of the test run fails are reported in line. Okay. So if there is a test is got failed, it will report at the same step. So like this. If I go back and see, okay, so here. So whichever step is got failed, so where itself it will show you the into mark. So this is failure test case, and then it is proceeded other steps. So 1, 3 is got failed, and this is got failed. So line reporter in the sense, suppose there are 3 lines, it is basically displayed for 3 tests, and whichever the line is got failed, so that will be displayed directly here, and then it will display the rest of the lines. So this is a specific test, whichever is got failed, it will show you the specific line and along with other details. This is a slight change which we have. This is the line reporter, and we'll also try to add another reporter, dot reporter. Dot. So this is different. Let me show you. And if you do not fail the test, it won't show any errors, right? So in that case, we will see how exactly the line reporter displays. Let's go to the test. And let's make it passed. So now I have configured 3 reporters, HTML, list line, and dot. So totally 4 reporters. Okay, now it is running. Yes, this is HTML report. Go back and see. I think dot reporter, yeah, it is executed. Dot reporter also, you can see one single dot you are able to see, which is representing passed or failed. So let me just comment some of the reports so that we can see exactly the difference. So I'm just enabling only dot reporter, and let us make one test failure. Now execute once again. So you can run n number of browsers, but the reporter option will be one. Single reporter option will be configured for all kinds of browsers. Okay, so now one test is got failed. Okay, now you can just look at this. This is actually comes from the dot reporter. So what is this dot reporter is representing? Single dot in green color representing passed, and F uppercase character red, which is representing fail. So 3 tests we have run. So 3 entries are there. First dot and last dot means 1 and 3 tests are passed, and the middle one, the failure. The one test is got failed. So inside the dots, it will show you the results of the test. And there are other options also there. So if I go back to the report for the dot reporter, this is line reporter, dot reporter, these are the options. So single dot is representing passed. If any test is got failed, then F will be displayed. Into also it will show sometimes failed or timed out and will be retrieved. Suppose if there is any test is got failed first time and again it is got retrieved multiple times, then it will show you X. And this is another symbol, passed on retrieve. So first time it is failed, second time it is passed. So in that case, it will show you this symbol. And suppose my test is failed because of timed out. So then the T will be displayed. And if the test is got skipped, the O symbol will be displayed. So these are the different characters you can see in the dot reporter. So it depends upon the result of your test. So as of now, we have only 3 tests. One is got failed. So it is just display EF. This is simple representation of dot reporter. So the HTML, list, line, and a dot. So 4 reporters we have seen so far. Apart from that, we also have a JSON and JUnit reporters. And for these two type of reporters, for JSON and JUnit reporters, we need to specify the location also. So let me add another reporter, JUnit reporters. So JUnit reporter basically generate report in XML format. JUnit reporter will generate a reporter in XML format. So we can say JUnit in single quotation. And along with that, we need to also specify the location where exactly you want to generate. Just like how HTML report we specified in the same way, comma, in the curly brace, you can put output file. And if you don't specify this location, the report will be generated by default in the project, in the main folder, under the main folder, pwdemo. But if you want to keep this in the specific folder, then you can specify. So JUnit output file colon, and again single quotation is optional. JUnit output file colon, and here the name of the file I will specify. So results dot xml. So where this file will be saved now? So this file will be saved. This is not output folder. So this is just an output file. Remember that. Okay. So output folder is different. It will create a folder, and inside this, the report will automatically generate. This option is only for HTML. But for JUnit and JSON, we have to specify the file name. And if you want to create a separate folder, you can also specify a separate folder like this. Let's say my report slash something like that. So by default, I have not provided any folder. So I just given only file name. So with this file name, it will generate the report inside the project. This is one type of report. And also I'm going to show you JSON report. Same, just like a JUnit, we also have a JSON report, JSON. And here output file again, same results.json. So these are the HTML is one format, XML, JSON is two different formats. So JUnit and JSON. Okay, so now let's run them. So total how many reports we configured? 3, 4, 5, 6 reporters we configured, and we will specifically see JUnit and JSON now. Okay, so let me make it fast for now. And again, remember guys, all the reporters, whatever I'm showing here, can be configured through command prompt also by specifying -- reporter equal to. Then you can specify whatever report you configured here. All the times you can specify in the command prompt also. Right? So now we will see JUnit and JSON reporters. Okay. Now go back. So dot reporter is working fine, and list reporter is also working fine. And next one, so it is still running, and we'll see where is JSON and the JUnit report, XML and JSON. Here you can see result dot JSON you can create. If I just click on it, the results are open in the JSON format. This is a JSON format report, results.json, and other one is in XML format. So here it is, results.xml. This is an XML format of the results. Okay, so we can just configure here and whatever reporters you want, and accordingly it will generate the reports. Okay, now these are all built-in reports, guys. So we won't delay on, we don't depends on these reports most of the times, which is built-in and internal reports. And there are a lot many things we have to see in the report actually. So like not only these things, we should see able to see the different tests, and we should able to see all the steps. We should able to see screenshots on failures. So all these things we should able to see in the report. So it should be very detailed, right? and the UI format. So we don't rely on these type of reports most of the times in the real projects. So we use Allure report, which is a customized report, and third-party reports, which we are going to integrate. Okay, now we'll see how we can configure Allure reports. So Allure reports support is there in Playwright, so which we can generate. Okay, so what are the prerequisites to generate Allure report? I'll go to step by step, and you guys can also do the same process. Because it's a third-party report, we need to install certain third-party things. So to generate an Allure report, so I'll just provide the steps. You can just go through the same thing. So to generate the Allure report, the first and most important thing is we need to install this particular module. Okay, this is a package, Allure Playwright. Allure Playwright. This package we have to install. And if you want to see the steps, even if their official website, if you just scroll down, click on this Allure reporter, and it will navigate to the GitHub page. And here they have provided all the steps in detail. So first we need to execute this command, Allure Playwright. Then we have to configure this inside the configuration file. Just like how we configure line report, dot report. Similarly, in the reporter option itself, we can specify this option. Or we can pass this option through command prompt also. And till here, everything is same. But to view the report, we have to additionally install something. So this is the command will generate the Allure report. This command will open the Allure report. But before doing these two things, we need to install Allure report command line on your operating system. So that is a prerequisite. So we'll see one by one. So first thing we need to install Allure-Playwright. So this is first thing. So I hope I already installed it. Let me try to reinstall once. So go to the terminal, and this is the command npm install -d Allure Playwright. Okay, so I think I already installed. So let me try to uninstall first. Okay. So it is uninstalled. Now I'm going to install Presley, and you can see install. Simply say npm install. These are all npm packages from Node.js. We can easily install with single command. So npm install -d is representing the developer, Allure-Playwright. So once you executed this command, this will install Allure Playwright package, which is an external package and which we have to import in our test later. So this is the first step. Okay, so once we have done the 6 packages are successfully installed. So once we have done this, the next step, the simple configuration. So we need to specify under reporter Allure-Playwright. Go to the configuration. So we already specified all the reporters. Along with them, you can also specify this one, Allure-report. But here reporter option is not needed. Simply put Allure report inside the bracket. That's it. So this is a simple configuration you can do. So once you have installed the Playwright reporter, and then we can simply specify that option. And always I recommend to specify this Allure report as a separate option. So when I use Allure report, then you don't need these options actually, because Allure report contains each and everything in very detailed. So I recommend to use this Allure report, not with the other reports. Okay, so if you still want to use this with other reports, you can put like this, right? So I have added Allure report. So this is the second step. So we have successfully installed Allure report package, and then we have added the reporter. So if you don't install this, this packages cannot be recognized by Playwright. So if you don't install this, Playwright is not allowed to specify this option. Even though you specify this option, it will throw an error. So to recognize this Allure Playwright option, reporter option, you have to install this particular reporter. So once it is done, so now let us run the report. So other option is what? Through command line also you can specify. If I don't want to configure the file, you can simply say npx playwright test, specify the test name -reporter, Allure-Playwright. This is the command line. Okay, so once it is done, so let me run the tests. So to run the test, normally what you will do, you will just say playwright test reporters.spec.ts. Okay, now our 3 tests are running. Okay, now all tests are got executed. This is HTML report, but we will see Allure report. So the Allure report is not by default, it is generated. So it will generate Allure results folder. See, by default, this entry is going to generate Allure results folder. It contains only results in the JSON format. Okay, only results it is having. So now we need to do two other activities. One is we need to generate Allure reports based on these Allure results. Next one is once you generated Allure reports, we should able to view the reports. That is another task. So with this command, what we have done, we just generated Allure results. We still not generated Allure reports. Okay. So to generate Allure reports and to view Allure reports, we have to execute another command. So this command, not this one. So let's go to the document again. So far we have done only this one. So we have just installed Allure private package and we specified that inside the configuration file. And then we have executed the test. And once it is executed, it generated the Allure results. Now, if you want to generate Allure report, this is the command we have to execute. Generate Allure report after the tests are executed. This is the command which will generate the Allure report. And to see the Allure report, another command we have to execute. So these are the two commands we have to execute, which are still pending. We just executed the test and it is automatically generated Allure results in the Allure results folder. Now we need to generate the Allure report from the results. Once the report is got generated, then we have to see the Allure report. So to execute these two steps, we need command line installation, Allure command line installation. If I look at this, so you need to Allure report to be installed on your machine to generate and open the report from the result file. So they have given clear installation instruction, just open the page. And here they have given a different instructions. So if you are working on Windows, then you can go to install for Windows and we can execute this command. So this command when I execute, it will show the version and all. If you are working on Mac, go to this and execute this command and check the version whether it is installed or not. And the other way is you can also use this command npm, because we are already installing from the node package npm, right? So this is the direct installation, Windows and Mac, but we are working on npm. So install node.js. You need to go to this option, not Windows or Mac. You need to go to this one because we are currently working on Node.js environment. So go to install for Node.js and here, this is the command you need to install from the terminal. So this will work for both Windows as well as Mac. So npm install -g Allure command line. So this is required to generate Allure reports and to view Allure reports. Very important. So npm install -g Allure command line. Okay, and I have already executed this command. So once I have executed this command, open the command from terminal. So you can also directly run here, or you can open external terminal also. You can open here, you can execute, or else you can open the external command prompt. And from here also you can execute npm install -g Allure command line. So once this installation is completed and you will able to see the folder. So on Windows or Mac, you can see, suppose if you're working on Windows, then go to C drive and under program files, you can see this folder, Allure 2.32.0 currently I have installed. So once you executed this command, once its installation is completed, then you will able to see this particular folder. Okay, so once you get this folder, you need to configure the path. That is also important. So just copy the location wherever you have copied and then go to environment variables, show more options, properties. And here you can see advanced system settings and then go to environment variables. And in the system variables, go to the path variable, click on edit. And here you should be able to add. So I think I have already added somewhere. If not, you should add that. So you can just say new and specify this location. I think he already added here. You can see, and this is the entry till bin folder you have to take. because only till inside the bin folder only all the binaries are available for Allure. So you need to keep this folder. So this is a setting you need to do, guys. Okay, this is the first thing. And what we have done with this, we have successfully installed Allure command line, because this is required for what? To generate Allure reports, to view the Allure reports, we need this Allure command line. Okay. And for Playwright perspective, we already installed Allure Playwright. We already done the configuration and we already run the test. It is also generated the Allure results. Till then, everything is fine. But to generate the reports and to view the reports, then we need command line. Okay. So this command can go back, and I already provided this command. So this command will install Allure command line, or you can follow this. And if I execute this command allure -- version, so that will show you in the terminal itself. You can run here, or else you can run another command prompt also, allure - version. So this will show you version. So that means you have successfully installed Allure command prompt. So there are multiple things are here. You need to remember. The first thing, you need to first install package, Playwright Allure package. So once you install package, now the Playwright is allowing to specify this reporter entry. And then we can run the test and it will generate the Allure results in the Allure results folder. So till then, this is a Playwright process. Now to see the, once the results are generated, so once we need to generate the report, generate report is a different, generating results is a different, okay? So here just it is a results in JSON format. We need to generate the report from this. Once a report is got generated, we should able to view the results. To do those two things, we need to install Allure command line. So once we have installed this command line, so now let us run this command. So generate the report, open the report in the browser. So these are the two things additionally we have to do. So we already installed command line, right? So now what is the next thing? We need to run this command. So this will generate Allure report after tests are executed. So results are already generated. So from the results, it will generate the Allure report. So let me run this command here. So what exactly this command means? Allure generate / is representing current project location. Allure results. We already have this folder called Allure results. -o, which is representing an output. And where you want to generate the Allure report from these results, this is the folder. So / Allure -report. So this particular folder will be created inside the project, and from the Allure results, it will get the report, and that will be stored inside the Allure report. So this is the complete command. So once it is executed, so it will pick all the results, and now you can see report successfully generated inside the Allure report. Now go back to the Allure report. This is the one. But still, which we cannot understand this. We should able to view this report on the browser. So we should able to view this report in the browser, Allure report in the browser. So for that, we need to execute another command. The last command, Allure open. Allure open. And specify the location where exactly you generated Allure reports. Now, when I run this, this will open the Allure report. Now you can see this is more visible and more attractive. See, this is running now. So overview, 3 tests are currently executed on the Chromium. As of now, only Chromium we have executed. If you specify other browsers also will be displayed. And overview, and this is the categories. There is no category so far. So category in the sense, the tags, smoke, sanity. Once you added tags, so the tags will also be displayed here. And currently we have only one suit on Chromium we have run, and this is the graph. So very attractive. So if there are any failure, pass, skip, run, no, all the things will be displayed in this. And timeline, how much time it is taken for each test. And again, behavior and packages. So the reader, all the information in detail, it will display, and the suit level information also will be displayed. If you have more number of test cases with all the different combinations, then it will be more attractive. Okay, so this is the Allure report. Now, so let me show you a few important things. Now I want to attach screenshot and failures. On the same report, if there is any test is got failed, I want to see the screenshot on the same report. Instead of saving screenshot externally, I just want to attach the screenshot on failures. So for that, what you need to do, you can just enable the option. So we already have configuration file. So we have configured one option to enable the screenshot. So do you guys remember what is that option where we have added that option? Screenshot and video. Screenshot and video. So inside the use block, okay, inside the use block, I'll enable screenshot. Okay, so only on failure. I'm enabling this only on the failure. Okay, now save it. So let us add video also. We'll see whether it's attaching or not. I haven't checked. We'll see. So I have enabled screenshot and video on failures. Now we'll see whether it's part of the Allure report or not. So again, go back to the tests. Go to reporters and let's try to fail intentionally one test and see whether it is capturing screenshot and attaching the report or not. Okay, so now again, same procedure, guys. So I'm just exit from the job. Yes, clear, say yes, and then clear. Okay, now same process. So how to generate this report? So we can already configure.ts file. So we already have a Allure report Playwright. And now let's run the test. So to run the test, npx playwright test reporter spec.ts. Okay, so this time we will try to run on another browser also along with the Chromium. Let me cancel this. So to run the test in multiple browsers, what we can do is we can specify -project equal to, and whichever the project you want to run, you can say that project name like this, or else you can just try to go to the project directly. And here currently Chromium is enabled, and I will try to also enable Firefox for now. So two browsers are enabled, Chromium, Firefox. Now I'm running my tests. So totally 6 tests, 3 workers. Now I have failed one test. Okay, so total 6 tests are executed and 2 different browsers. So these 2 tests are failed. So this is HTML report. So now let us look at the Allure report. So what we need to do to generate the Allure report, once you exit from this, Allure results will be generated first. So from this Allure results, we need to generate Allure reports. So to generate Allure reports, this is a command, Allure generate. So you need to run this command because the first 2 steps we've already done. Okay, install the Playwright package. This is one-time job. Configuration is also one-time job. So whenever you run the test, only 2 commands we have to run. One is for generating the report. This is the command. For viewing the report, this is the command. Sorry. So this is for generating the report, and this is a viewing the report. And there is one more option here, guys. Suppose to generate the report. So previously under Allure report, there are some previous reports are there, right? So before generating the new reports, I want to clean up the existing stuff from the Allure report. So you can provide that option, -clean. So this command will automatically clean the previous report from that folder, and it will generate fresh one. So I'm just giving this command, then execute. So now report is successfully generated for the latest execution. Now what's the next command? Once you generated report, we should able to view the report. So to view the report, this is the command, Allure open, and specify the folder name. Right. So now we can just look at this. Overview. So total 6 test cases are executed and 66.66 passed because there are 2 failures are there. And you can see in the Chromium, 2 tests passed, 1 failed. For Firefox also, 2 passed, 1 failed. You can say click show all. Then it will go to another page. So the Chromium, the 3 tests are executed, 1 is failed. For Firefox, again 2 passed, 1 is got failed. And let us click on one test, whichever is got passed, and is showing some more additional information, overview, history, and other things, execution steps and everything. And on failure test, just click on the failure. See this. So it will show you the error message, why it is got failed, and all other information. Matching expected and received string is not matching, so it is got failed. Now, if I just scroll down, here the screenshot and video is attached. You can see that. When I click on this, this is our screenshot, and you can say video is also attached. You can see, click on this, the video is also automatically attached. Okay, so this is the beauty of Allure report. It is more detailed report along with the graphs. Very detailed information is available in the Allure report. So everything is got executed. So graphs and timelines, behavior, packages. So each total is 5 to 6 pages are there. So in each page, the relevant information will be displayed. So this is how we can generate Allure reports. So everything we just follow their own documentation accordingly. We just follow. So this is the official web page they have provided for generating Allure reports. Simple step-by-step documentation. Okay. And before that, we need to install Allure report command line on Node.js. So we need to, for this is the actual prerequisite. So once we have installed this command line, and then we will proceed further. Okay. So this is all about reporters. So how to generate different type of reports. So, and rest of the reports also there are one or two another type are there. They are much not important. So I'm just skipping them. Even this default reporters also we don't use most of the time. So the list reporter, line reporter we can enable. So whenever you run the test on the CI environment, because in the CI environment, when you look at the execution in the Jenkins, you won't see the UI at the time of running the tests. So once the tests are executed, then you are able to see these reports. Even Allure report, HTML report also we can see inside of the Jenkins. We can integrate with the Jenkins. But this line reporter, dot reporter, it is just only command line. So only in the console it will display. It won't show anywhere in the UI. So these are all the default reporters and other reporters. We also have a customized reporter, guys. So this is if you want to create our own reporter. I don't want to use any third-party report, or I don't want to use any built-in report. I want to create my own reporter, which is called customized reporter. So simply we need to write our own code for that. So we have something called a reporter interface, predefined interface. We need to implement this interface using a reporter class. So let me show you. So wherever you want, you can create this. So let me create a TypeScript file. Let me close this. I am creating TypeScript file. So this is a customized report. So you can create TypeScript file wherever you want on your project. So I'm just creating a new file. This is my file, my awesome reporter.ts, or I can say, you can give any name. Okay, I say my custom reporter.ts. My custom reporter.ts. So inside this, and even this is also given in the documentation itself. So go back to the documentation, go to custom reports. Okay, so this is the reporter they have given. Let me just copy this. That is the same code again. And let me copy that code. So this is a customized report. So we need to first import certain things. The code is a little bit different, but we will write in a TypeScript style. So they have given in the JavaScript style, but we are going to write in the TypeScript. So this is the way which we can import, or this is the way normally we follow for importing the packages. All right. So now we can just look at this. So to generate our own customized reporter, we need to first import the type from this particular thing. So again, in the type, there are multiple submodules like full config, full result, reporter, suite, test cases. So we need to import all of them from the particular package. Okay. So once we have imported, so reporter is a built-in, if I look at here, this is an interface, okay, built-in interface. And if you have an interface, what we can do with the interface, we can implement that. So interface contains a methods, some default methods we already there. And let's say on begin, on test end, on end. So these are the methods which are already there in the reporter. So if I go back to the reporter implementation, and you can see these methods are already implemented. So implementation says only declaration is there, abstract methods, but don't have any implementation. So now what we need to do, we need to take that interface and implements by using our own class. I say my reporter is my own class. And whatever methods are there in the reporter, same method without changing any parameters or anything, just we will try to override those methods. So what are those methods? 4 methods: on begin, on test end, on end. So these are the 4 overridden methods. So inside this method, we can write whatever you want. So here I'm just printing console.log, starting the run with all tests and length. So I'm just taking the how many number of tests have started execution. So that information I'm able to print whenever I begin the test. On test begin means a specific test. Whenever I begin a specific test, I'm trying to print the title of the test in the console window. And on test end, once the test is got completed, then you will get the result, passed or failed or skipped. So then I'm printing the title of the test along with the result after completion of the test. On end, I'm printing the overall results of the test. So this is a customizable. So this will show only in the console window. So once you created this custom reporter.ts, now what we need to do, we have to specify this file name inside the config file. Now, if I go back to the config file, here under reporter option, we just specify this. So this is the entry we have to specify in the config, or else you can specify in the command prompt also. In the command prompt, I say --- reporter, and where exactly you created this reporter file, you just specify the location. That's it. So now go back to the configuration file, and we already have this reporter, right? And you can add this with existing reporter, or else you can create another entry. If you want to add this with existing importers, you can just put another array and place the file. So just specify only the file name, that is enough. Okay, so can just remove all these things. Yes. So // is representing current project location and the name of the file. So I say my custom reporter, right? So my custom -reporter.ts. So this is how we can configure it. So we created our own reporter with the code, which by implementing reporter. And this code is available inside the my custom reporter.ts, and that particular file we can specify inside the reporter. So now when I run the test, this will execute. So whatever console statements I have logged here will be executed. So to see the effect of this one, I will try to just comment other one because it will be clubbed everything. So just commenting this. HTML, the default, it will be there. So apart from this, I have added another custom reporter. Right. Now execute. Right. So you can see these are the messages actually comes from the custom reporter. Starting the run totally 6 tests. Starting test, search test, logo test, and title test. First 3 tests are started and then finished. So which is finished and passed. Another title test is failed. And another one is, this is HTML report. Go back and see. And 3 tests are started and finished, but some of them are passed, some of them are got failed. So this is the custom reporter. So we can create our own custom reporter like this, and we can print the messages in the console. Okay. So these are the different reporter options provided in their documentation. But in the projects, we always use Allure report. Okay, Allure report is very popular for even in the Selenium also, Selenium Java or Selenium Python. So Allure reports will be used. Even all JavaScript based frameworks, Allure reports will be used. This is again open source. Allure report is a open source. Okay, but in Selenium, we also use some extend reports additionally, but here extend report doesn't support Playwright. So Allure reports are supported. Okay. So I just provide this documentation, go through once and try to do one round of testing and try to see how exactly the reporters are working, especially Allure report. Okay, try to install required things and then see how exactly the Allure report is got generated. So we can integrate these also in the Jenkins. Suppose if you run a test through Jenkins, even in Jenkins also we can see HTML report and Allure report directly. I will show you that option once we started CA concepts. Okay. So that's it for today's class. I will stop here. We just do one round of practice. Tomorrow we'll continue with other topics.